this video, I'm going to be making a mobile game about a lumberjack in the sky, making bank, selling wood. But how did we end up here? Well, look at me in the eye and tell me you've never seen one of those bushcraft videos on YouTube and thought, man, I could do that. Chopping wood. Really, just look. I know you want to chop down trees, okay? Just admit it. Well, so do I, but I don't want to fly to Canada, find a farmer, ask him to let me help him pick up cow poop in return for letting me chop his trees. So I'll make it a game about it instead. To tap into those sweet, sweet dopamine receptors, I can't just have the player chopping trees. Alright, I need progression. Chopping trees, unlocking new areas, unlocking new equipment, processing the lumber, selling the logs, getting the money, upgrading equipment. The game concept is pretty simple. You are a man with an axe and a hankering for some dollars. NANI? Wow, Josh, this is really unoriginal. There are so many other Lumberyard games out there that are way better. Well, first of all, tough guy, okay? A lot of these games that you see are idle games. Meaning, you just sit there and watch the game run. It's like you're God. And on top of that, all these games look the same. They're like identical. Just look at this. I wanted this game to actually require input. I made it so you just use one finger to control basically all the game. You can play it in portrait mode so you can blend in with the rest of society and not let them on that you're a mobile gamer, because you ain't playing no Clash of Clans. To make the game actually engaging and not an idle simulator, I wanted the player to be the one doing all the work, walking around, chopping and selling. But you can't just sell any old chopped log. Your clients are better than that. You have to process it into usable lumber using the debarker and the planer. Only then can you sell the final product and ship it out to the world below.
World below? What do you mean? That actually sounds kind of cool.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I don't remember when I made the decision to make this game take place in the sky, but I loved making the floating islands from a previous game jam entry, so I figured I could do a better job this time around. Fell in love with the concept and figured it could give the game a bit of personality. Now, a quick digression that'll make sense later, I promise. I love Crash Bandicoot. It is undoubtedly the game I grew up on the most, and it really set the standard for a really engaging progression system. Of course, I'm talking about that classic 5-island hub world where you gotta beat the first one to unlock the next one, and so on. The feeling I got when I unlocked the next area when I was a kid, and an adult, was second to none. I really wanted to emulate that feeling in this game. This allowed me to fully flesh out the progression system by physically blocking off new types of wood by putting them on their own islands, and the sky bridges that connect them to the main island are literally clouds before you unlock them. And those are tough to walk on. Speaking of clouds, can we take a second to appreciate how fluffy these clouds are below? I made them in Unity Shader Graph. You're welcome. Starting out with the oak tree was pretty easy. It's kind of like the mascot of all trees. Like, who has never seen an oak tree? Then I needed a few other trees, so I added the pine tree, the palm tree, and the redwood tree. Wow, very nice. I thought I needed some sort of fantastical tree to really sell the progression. So I found this cool tree called a dragon tree, but it didn't look that cool in the low poly style I was going for, because I suck at art. Instead, I went with a cursed tree, but while modeling it, it kind of turned geometric and somehow became what we have now as the final tree, the crystal tree. I thought making a character was going to be pretty easy, but here's the thing. I have never used Unity's animation system before, and I did not know what I was in for. I started in Blender, made my little lumberjack dude with insane facial hair genetics. And of course, every lumberjack needs his axe. Animating this little guy was awful. I cannot stand the workflow for animations from Blender to Unity. It really is like so difficult for no reason. I also realized that Mixamo was not really an option here. This guy was so cute, and he needed his own walking and axe swinging, because realistic stuff really just wasn't gonna work. And once I had something I was happy with, I made it animate so that when the player touched the screen. Now, something I was not prepared for was the amount of UI this game was gonna take. You need a button for every menu, and you need a menu for everything. Checking orders, seeing how much wood you got, selling your orders, checking your money. And all those screens have to have nice animations because hitting a button to close a menu and just have it snap out of existence looks so much worse than you think. I could have done this using Unity's coroutines, but I had to trick out myself. Lean tween. Tweening is the process of creating in-betweens, which are the images that go in between keyframes. Also known as in-betweening, the result is a smooth transition. It really changes the perceived value. Just think, if Skull and Bones did this, it could be the world's first quintuple A game. Thank me later, Ubisoft. Now, full disclosure, this game isn't totally finished yet. It still needs a lot of things, honestly. Like a title screen, settings menu, music, a functioning upgrade system, and an entire progress.
I don't know what that was. I think I'll just save the music for the full release.
A functioning upgrade system, and an entire progress saving system. But overall, I am so happy with how the game turned out so far. It's just as addictive as I thought it was going to be, and I cannot get over the satisfaction of unlocking new tree types when you finally make the cloud bridges walkable. And if this video gets over 1,000 likes, I will finish the game and put it on the Google Play Store. Sorry, iPhone users. I don't have an iPhone. I'm broke. Just kidding. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna like crawl up. And I'm gonna be like dazed and confused. Okay. Alright. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Getting on the ground. I don't know what that was.